Do you know that all learners progress beyond reading and writing to self-efficacy? Do you also know that as parents, teachers, formators and the like, that you can support and help slow learners and people with learning disabilities to engage better in learning? Hello everyone, my name is Medical Missionaries of Mary, MMM. It's a delight to see you again. The aim of this program is to improve lives through parents and families who matter in society. Our last 3 episodes focused on learning stories of individuals that were so inspiring and reassuring. However, these stories raise concerns about slow learners and people living with learning disabilities. How can parents, teachers, and educators identify learning disabilities to support slow learners and people with these learning needs? Harriet, a fictitious name, shares her story of living with learning disability.
Again and again, I felt abandoned and hopeless as my parents constantly compared me with other siblings and made me feel I deliberately made them waste money on me. Countless times, my teachers also ignored me and made me feel unwanted and unimportant in the classroom. Every day, the eyes and looks of pity on me drove me into an empty world that had no room for a learning opportunity for children like me. At home, I hear my parents ask my siblings, "What would you like to become?" In the class, I also hear my teachers ask my classmates, "What would you love to become? What are your hobbies and interests?" But for me, no one ever asked what inspired me, what I would like to become, or what made me happy. I was so lonely in my world. But given my religious background, I made God my friend. I began to talk to Him as though He were just there with me, and that felt good. Deep within me, I knew that I too wanted to become something. I felt the drive within me, but I was too afraid to tell them out. However, I nurtured the confidence and the dream that I sensed within me. Inspired by my desire, I began to teach myself at my own pace and in simple ways. Gradually, I realized that I understood concepts best through illustrations and images. And then I could explain them in my own words, which of course were very limited. And gradually, I began to pass my tests, and my grades began to improve. Was I dreaming? But this did not last for long because nobody cared to notice. So at a young age, my parents made me get employment as a maid. I felt sad and depressed, working and helping other children to go to school. Deep within me, I knew I was in a wrong place and doing what I was not gifted for. But I was helpless. What happened to my parents and teachers who were meant to be supporting me? Why did no one ever ask what could help me learn better? Then I met Emily. Emily's story helped me. Emily supported and made me determined to become something in life. So, while I worked as a maid nearly all my life, I saved money and went back to school, where I disclosed my learning challenge and was graciously supported. Today, I am happy. I'm a presenter employed as a manager in a communication industry. I got to know that I had a learning disability called dyslexia, a learning disorder that makes it difficult to decode or interpret, especially in writing, what one has read and known. Today, my mission is to reach out to slow learners and people with learning disabilities. I worry that both the opportunity to learn and the opportunity to get a well-paid job are out of reach for so many slow learners and learning disabled people because of the interplay of a lack of understanding of learning disability in families, in schools, and in society.
Slow learners and people with learning disabilities continue to struggle in their families, in schools, information houses, and in employment spaces. Harriet's story and the stories of many others who live with learning disabilities demonstrate that people with learning disabilities can make career choices and also realize their dreams if supported by parents, friends, and others. In the next episode, we will discuss some learning disabilities like dyslexia and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder (ADHD) that result from genetic and neurobiological factors. These factors alter the functioning of the brain, causing the impairment of cognitive processes that relate to learning skills like reading, writing, and arithmetic. We will also discuss the features of slow learning and learning disabilities and highlight a few pathways to follow in supporting children, young people, and adults with learning disabilities for parents, teachers, formators, and the like who may not be aware of this concept. In the interim, we invite parents, educators, and others to please contribute to this topic to enable us improve lives and society, taking it a step at a time. Please remember to click the subscribe button, like, comment, and share with your loved ones and people around you, especially those who have no access to the internet. Thank you and see you again next week.